Joan Rivers said that Michelle Obama was a man before she died. When
was that a joke? I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, but the way she said it wasn't like jokey. She was like, oh, come on, everybody knows Michelle Obama's the man. Like, remember that?
Yeah, like, would Big Mike kill you for that?
Well, I think she died because she had 1,000.
Michelle Obama slammed for whining about costs in the White House. Okay. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. This is her speaking with, is this the diaries of a CEO, right? So, Rob, if you can play this clip, this is her talking about how expensive it was to live in the White House. Go for it.
It's expensive to live in the White House.
Yeah.
As many people don't know. Sure. I mean, much is not covered. You're paying for every food, every bit of food that you eat. You're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel. If you're not traveling.
Joe Rogan and Patrick Bet-David sit down. No one's safe, not even Michelle Obama. In a fiery exchange of facts, logic, and razor-sharp commentary, the duo tore through her carefully crafted narratives, exposing contradictions and political posturing with ease. This wasn't just a debate, it was a demolition. With zero fear and maximum clarity, Rogan and Bet-David turned the spotlight around, and suddenly, the voice of reason was caught fumbling for answers. Buckle up.
To see everybody having a good time, the country's almost back to normal before World War III. COVID was just so strange. We lost a lot of people during COVID, and most of them are still alive. Yeah. Before COVID, I would have told you that vaccines are the most important invention in human history. After COVID, I'm like, I don't think we went to the moon. I think Michelle Obama's got a dick. I think Pizzagate is real. I think there's direct energy weapons and...
Joe Rogan leaned back in his chair, that familiar half-grin creeping across his face. You know the look, the kind that says, I'm not trying to destroy your argument, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, and you're going to thank me for the clarity. Across from him sat Patrick Bet-David, suit sharp enough to cut steel, eyebrows permanently arched like he's forever suspicious of every government budget, campaign slogan, or public speaking engagement involving a teleprompter and vague promises of unity.
Video where he was saying that Michelle Obama should run for president. If she won, she could. China would just give up. I was wheezing. I couldn't breathe. Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Oh, let me hear to see what she has to say about being a first lady. I bet she says it was the greatest honor. Oh no, in the back of her mind, she wishes he wouldn't have won because it was so expensive. I don't understand. There's no way a publicist said, take this angle.
The conversation had meandered from entrepreneurship to media control, then took a hard left turn. The kind of turn that makes your political GPS start smoking. Michelle Obama. The name dropped like a kettlebell on a yoga mat. Suddenly, it wasn't just a podcast anymore. It was a surgical takedown disguised as casual banter. And Michelle? She might as well have been walking barefoot through a minefield made of logic, facts, and inconvenient truth bombs.
Joe Rogan is calling out Oprah and Michelle Obama for hypocritical speeches at the DNC. Watch.
She's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady.
Yeah, I know.
You're rich as... Like, how is that equal? And also, when Michelle Obama was saying, I think she was saying her mother or grandmother was always suspicious of people who took more than they needed.
Yes.
Like, you are worth so much money.
Take more than they need, the Obama.
Patrick starts it off, as he often does, by pretending he's just asking innocent questions. He tilts his head like he doesn't already know the answer and says, so, what exactly did Michelle do? Like, what did she do that wasn't symbolic? Cue Joe, whose facial expression at that moment could best be described as a hybrid between a shrug and a smirk, that weird philosophical limbo where he's pretending to be open-minded, but deep down he's already cross-referencing 4 separate quotes, 2 interviews, and a 2009 policy memo.
Michelle Obama and Harris. Harris comes back as the vice president. Michelle Obama's the president. We get a double dose of diversity.
They'll win.
Let's go, champ.
They'll win. And then who's on the Republican side? DeSantis?
Trump and DeSantis. They have to make a super team. It's the only way they win.
Interesting.
She was first lady. Joe says slowly, dragging the words out like he's trying to remember if that title comes with actual responsibilities or just better seating at the Oscars. She did well. She gardened, which is great. Don't get me wrong. Vegetables are crucial, especially if you're trying to combat obesity by telling poor kids to eat kale instead of vending machine cookies, while their schools are being cut. Brilliant strategy. Patrick chuckles, that controlled CEO laugh that somehow manages to say, I'm about to ruin this whole narrative, but in a business casual tone. He follows up with, but when it comes to actual change, measurable impact, what policy did she drive? What reform did she own? What did she initiate that didn't have a rainbow-colored logo or a celebrity endorsement? And more importantly, did anything improve? Or did the branding just get glossier? Joe, now fully engaged, leans forward and goes, dude, it's not just that she didn't do much. It's that her entire brand was about being above politics while secretly throwing political punches behind a smile so polished it could blind an optometrist.
It's not hurt you. So for me, you know, I the only thing I see is I went on YouTube right now. You know what I typed up? I typed up Michelle Obama, okay? If she sees this clip or her marketing team watches this clip, go to filters and type in views and go to the second one, carpool karaoke. How many views? No, you don't go to it, Rob. I'm just saying, like, go to it, like, zoom in a little bit. 84 million. 8 years ago. Okay, go to the next one. Keep going.
She's having fun.
Ellen,
right?
65 million.
Yeah, having fun.
Go to the next one. 44 million. What pattern do you see all three of them? She's having fun. Go to the next one. Keep going. Keep going.
It's like, here's Michelle empowering women by reading speeches written by interns who Googled feminism 5 minutes before lunch. And then, as if the gods of irony were watching and texting notes to the control room, Patrick brings up the Netflix deal. He doesn't even raise his voice. That's the scariest part. He just asks casually, so, how does someone who says they're all about the people sign a $100 million media deal and produce documentaries that somehow forget to mention all the lobbyists her husband invited into the West Wing? Joe bursts out laughing, the kind of laugh that says, man, we're not even trying anymore. He adds, yeah, and didn't one of those documentaries try to frame Wall Street as a villain while ignoring the fact that Obama's administration practically spoon-fed them recovery funds during the recession? The sarcasm is now thick enough to butter toast, and it's not stopping. Patrick nods.
Right.
It's always fascinating how the people who claim to fight for the working class somehow keep ending up in vineyards with billionaires, giving speeches about sacrifice in $3,000 dresses. It's performative populism, cosplay for the political elite.
There's this story about Michelle Obama starting a podcast. And I kind of want to go through this, Michelle Obama's podcast. And her and her brother, they started a podcast. They look like twins. If you want to... No, I'm actually not being sarcastic.
Yeah, well, if she
Rob, what is this, Rob?
This is the announcement of the podcast.
Okay, play the clip. Maybe this will help out a little bit with subscribership. Go ahead and play the clip.
Hey, TikTok, it's Michelle Obama, and I'm here with my big brother, Craig.
Hey, everybody.
We're here because we're excited to announce the launch of...
At this point, if Michelle Obama were a stock, she'd be plummeting. Joe chimes in again, grinning like a man who just found a plot hole in a Marvel movie. Remember when she said, when they go low, we go high? That was iconic. But every time critics went low, the Obamas bought another house, Martha's Vineyard, D.C., Beverly Hills. Altitude is relative. Patrick nods again, as if confirming a diagnosis. And that whole narrative about being relatable? Come on, she gave interviews about how hard it was to adjust after the White House from the garden of her $12 million, 0-cent estate. Meanwhile, people in Detroit are adjusting to potholes that double as swimming pools. Joe jumps back in, energized. Dude, she said the White House felt like a prison. A prison? Yeah, I'm sure the gourmet chefs, Secret Service protection, and 132 rooms were hard on her. Just pure solitary confinement, but with state dinners and chandeliers. Patrick adds, yeah, it's like, I'm not saying she didn't face challenges. But let's not pretend she was shackled to a typewriter in a sweatshop. He continues, she had a platform. And with that platform, what did she do? Promote exercise and read cue cards written by marketing consultants from San Francisco.
If all of a sudden the Dems did flip in August and they put a Newsom Michelle combination, Do you know what mainstream media would do with that? CNN, what Jimmy Fallon, Colbert, all these podcasts, the Oprah Winfrey, the NBA, LeBron.
Forget it.
Do you know what Taylor Swift, do you know what these guys would be doing? It would be bonkers. By the way, if it is Michelle and Newsom, it's going to be a dogfight. If it is Michelle and Newsom, it's going to be a dog.
They pause. The silence isn't empty. It's heavy with rhetorical carnage. Then Patrick adds the final twist of the knife. And here's the real kicker. She's already being floated as a potential presidential candidate. Because apparently, America doesn't want policy anymore. It wants brand management. It wants vibes. Who cares what you believe, as long as your Spotify playlist is inspirational and your book tour makes Oprah cry. Joe, never missing an opportunity to say the thing no one else will, says. Honestly, if Michelle runs, the campaign slogan is going to be something like, Hope To. Same font, more filtered selfies. And when someone asks her about foreign policy, she's going to redirect by talking about childhood nutrition and how quinoa changed her life. They both laugh, but it's not just laughter. It's the sound of two guys pulling back the curtain and exposing that the wizard is just a marketing team with a TikTok strategy. Patrick shakes his head. Look, I get it. People love her because she seems nice, because she speaks well, because she tells stories.
I will not run for president.
Yeah, I've heard you say I think Michelle should run.
She could win. She could win, I think. I think if she ran, she could win.
Do you ever run for office?
No.
I have to ask it.
No.
No kind of office.
No.
I don't think she wants that, though.
No,
I don't
I
think she
guess.
wants that in her life.
Just-
The bull that they dealt with over the 8 years when he was president.
Because I've got these two young people at home. Being the kids, the daughters of a president, just think about it. Not so easy.
That job for anybody that really good at it.
Yeah, I trust the person who doesn't want the job more than the
Yeah.
person who wants the job.
It's not something that I'm interested in or would ever do.
But leadership isn't about how well you deliver a metaphor. It's about results. It's about decisions. And in that department, she's running on vibes and vegan brownies. Joe nods solemnly. It's like that friend you have who always gives great advice, but never follows any of it. Charismatic, charming. But when it comes time to pay the bills, they're suddenly posting Instagram quotes and asking if you've tried aromatherapy for rent problems. By now, Michelle's narrative has been sliced, diced, sautéed, and served, and the best part? No yelling, no drama, just methodical, sarcastic precision. Like two skilled chefs carving up a well-marinated myth. Patrick ends it with a flourish. The Michelle Obama phenomenon is proof that in modern politics, aesthetics beat action. The speech beats the substance. And as long as the lighting is flattering and the Instagram captions are uplifting, people won't ask the hard questions. They'll just clap politely from behind the velvet rope. Joe closes it out like a man who knows the episode will go viral. People get mad when you question figures like her, because they've been turned into...
She looks. Why would you ever post this picture? No. The people were, and I'm actually not being funny. They were asking Barack, why would you ever post this picture? What part of Michelle's picture? Barack looks great. That is not a.
Can you close up on her, Rob?
Actually, don't. But can you zoom out a little bit? Not for bad reasons. It's just she doesn't look good in that picture.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't look good. So guess what you do when sometimes you don't look good? You ask and you say, hey, babe, you okay if I post this picture? No, use this one. Use that one. Use this one. So I don't even know why he posted the picture. You know, he has his own reasons for posting a picture. So a lot of people said, why are you even doing this? It's not cool for you to post a picture like this. So who knows what's going on?
And when you criticize the symbol, people act like you're attacking the meaning they attach to it. But that's the trick. She's not a saint. She's a skilled communicator wrapped in a myth, sold by a marketing firm that knows exactly how much nostalgia is worth per vote. And that's how you destroy a narrative. Not with insults, not with conspiracy theories, but with the simple, savage power of calling out the performance behind the persona. The illusion didn't just crack, it collapsed. And all that was left was kale quotes and a memoir with more pages than policies. Joe scratches his beard, leans back again, and says, "You know what's wild? People act like Michelle's accomplishments are untouchable because she had style. Like, style equals strategy, as if coordinated cardigans and arm workouts are a substitute for real policy grit." Patrick raises his brow. It's like mistaking a motivational poster for Constitution. Just because it's framed doesn't mean it governs anything. If
Why would they
But
label
hold
it?
on, Jamie. There's a video of her and she's
Yeah.
walking into her apartment building.
right here. I just
Okay.
playing the one that.
That's it. This is the one.
Or the first woman
We already
president.
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty funny how she said it.
Okay, we all.
it's always like, you don't understand her struggle. Page 248. She ate chicken from a can once. That's leadership. Patrick smirks. Or better, they say, she inspires people. Fantastic. So do caffeine and auto-tune TikToks. Doesn't mean they should lead the free world. I can be inspired by a goat on a trampoline. It doesn't mean I want it setting foreign policy. Joe snaps his fingers. That's it. She's like a Pinterest board in human form. All vibes, no receipts. You peel back the layers and find more layers. Like an inspirational onion that makes you cry, not from depth, but from disappointment. Patrick nods. And the way they market her, it's not even subtle.